Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. And there it is, guys, finally that breakout getting above the neckline here. I knew I was noticing something yesterday. I've been looking at it. It's just been, pretty much trending sideways. And you can see it here. I mean, I've been looking at charts for, the better part of my adult life. And you guys can see this. I'm starting to see patterns that are denoting an uptrend for Bitcoin. So that is just one of them. I mean, one of the major ones. I think the most important one is the higher lows, higher highs. The higher lows, higher highs, that is obviously the most important one. But guys, that inverted head and shoulders pattern did eventually break out, as you guys can see, and it did happen less than 24 hours ago. So when I was making yesterday's video, we were down and around here, 62,700 per coin. And today, now we are up closer to 64,800 per coin. So we still got to get up above 66,005. That is that higher high that we do need to break. So if I just throw the chart on the daily here, you guys can see, just get rid of some of that. We have moved to the upside significantly, and it's looking like this trend is continuing to move up, making new highs along the way. Now, in terms of where we are when it comes to the cycle, 4-year cycle theory, and the fact that this is an election year, something that I wanted to show you guys as well. This was the former all-time high for Bitcoin. And then we broke past that in the election year in 2020. So I'm just going to show you guys this. In and around the same time 4 years ago in October, let's call it mid-October 2020, we were in and around here. So this is the exact same time that we're looking at today, approximately 4 years ago on the nose. So I'm just kind of capturing, October 12th through 17th or 18th. But you guys can see there, if I punch in there, look at how low we still are on the chart. But guys, look at how much appreciation there still is left for the crypto space. And this is just the Bitcoin chart. Back in 2020, Bitcoin did still go up another 500%. The other thing I wanted to just show you guys is this was the former all-time high for Bitcoin. So look at how much we were actually down from that all-time high back during this time, pre-election for Bitcoin. We were still down 42%. You compare that to today, this is the former all-time high. We have already surpassed that. And guys, we are only down from, and again, you got to remember, this is the same period of time. We are only down 6.06% at this point in the cycle. So, when we're looking at the cycle from many different angles, you got to remember we are still overperforming what we did in the last cycle, guys. We're seeing sentiment is in neutral territory. That still needs to get up quite a bit. And that will get up in the 70s, 80s, 90s during the euphoria phase. You guys can see more money is being pumped into the market. We're at 48.95% increase in 24-hour volume. The market cap has gone up as well. And guys, look at that. Bitcoin dominance is up to 57%. Stock Money Lizard's also pointing this out. Looking at this 9-month correction structure, people still see lower lows and don't trust this correction. However, they will be left behind soon, ignoring the TA signals. Look at this. Bitcoin is in a bull market after the 90% pump from February to March. Price needed some cool down time, obviously, and a perfect retrace to the 61.8 fib retracement. Usually, this marks the bottom in an existing bull market, but we are now seeing a subtle but definite change in market structure. Bitcoin formed 2 consecutive higher lows and even formed a double bottom at 59,000 last week. So he's just demonstrating this on the Bitcoin chart here, but we've already looked at this. So I'm just going to go back to what he's saying here. Today's candle is pushing above the point of control, making us bullish in the short term. Remember, it is still October. Upcoming U.S. elections, interest rate cuts will add to the overall bullish outlook and change the market structure. So I think that is what we are already seeing. Market structure changing now for the Bitcoin chart. I'm sure a lot of you guys did not see this, this bullish pump coming. It's positive news for, the rest of the crypto space. XRP is not recuperating to the same degree. Nevertheless, XRP still up almost at 54 cents as of the time of this recording, and it did in fact breach 54 within the last 24 hours. So positive news, guys. We're seeing whales also on the BITRUE exchange looking to accumulate 40 million XRP. Check this out, XRP whales have resumed accumulation, procuring about 40 million tokens over the past 2 days as the market eyes a recovery. The FUD around the XRP ecosystem seems to have disappeared as large whale activities have resumed. According to the popular ex-analyst Ali Martinez, large holders scooped in 40 million XRP in 2 days, boosting positive sentiments among proponents. So what we are noticing here now, by the way, this is Ali's tweet. Ripple whales have bought over 40 million XRP in the past 48 hours, and he posted that on October the 12th. And you guys can see that there in the chart. XRP purchases versus the XRP price. But guys, that's not even the most interesting thing. If we go down here, let's scroll down here. Furthermore, on-chain activities and exchange buy orders confirm this renewed XRP whale transaction. For instance, a user notified the XRP community of a large buy order, the XRP to USDT pair on BITRUE. Check this out, guys. Look at this buy order down here, 26.3 million XRP, along with this one here, 1.8 million XRP. So a large quantity of XRP looking to be purchased on the BITRUE exchange. So this tells me, you know, if you've got that kind of money, these are big dollars going into XRP right before we see this market move to the upside. And again, guys, for what I'm doing this time around, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I've got my picks locked in. There are still some great opportunities in there, although the market's going up. I'm planning another live Q&A session for those of you guys who missed the last one near the end of the month too. So it is a great time to join patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Look who else is purchasing, guys. Mike Novogratz's Galaxy Digital has bought 500 Bitcoin and sells Ethereum amid October buzz. So Mike Novogratz's Galaxy Digital once again caused a stir in the crypto market on Monday, moving massive amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's funny that now we're seeing, it sounds as though he's dumping Ethereum. On-chain data suggests that the digital assets financial service firm moved over 500 Bitcoin and 7,000 Ethereum between crypto exchanges, sparking investor speculation. Meanwhile, Bitcoin and Ethereum prices saw a notable upside trajectory. So no, it looks like he's purchased Ethereum. As per on-chain data analytics firm Arkham Intelligence, Galaxy Digital Wallet, this particular address bought nearly 500 Bitcoin within the week, worth about $31.38 million from the crypto exchange Binance. With this accumulation weighing in, the firm now holds nearly 3,912 Bitcoin, worth about $244 million. So it's looking as though, well, Galaxy Digital at least, looking like they are gearing up, ready for this next pump to the upside, guys. It is looking very promising. Of course, Bitcoin is the one that's going to rally first. Then we are going to see the altcoins follow. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that $15,000 plus portfolio does over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Another one of those cryptocurrencies that I hold, not just in that portfolio, but in my legacy portfolio is Vechain. And they were just highlighted in a recent article. Collaborative innovation for a sustainable future, how tech partnerships drive supply chain sustainability. So another one of those utility coins, guys, that are going to do very well, I think, in the coming decade. I mean, they're likely going to do well in the spec run too. But really, guys, the value added for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, I think, are going to be, I mean, it's going to be like Apple stock. Over the 80s and into the 90s, Apple stock didn't really move too much. And it wasn't until the early 2000s, basically, once the iPod was launched, that stock just kind of took off. And it's the same kind of thing when we have this type of technology surrounding these utility coins. Vechain, an example, XRP, of course, XLM, Algorand, HBAR, XDC. I mean, there's so many different utility coins out there that are likely going to do very well. In this case, Vechain has been diversifying. So here's the abstract. In a rapidly evolving landscape of global supply chains, the integration of technology and innovation is pivotal to achieving sustainable goals. So this talking about the supply chain management application that Vechain can fulfill. So this paper begins with an overview of key emerging technologies, including the Internet of Things, blockchain, and artificial intelligence, which are revolutionizing supply chain operations. And guys, Vechain at the center of this, they were mentioned down here. They leverage blockchain technology to provide a secure and transparent platform for data sharing in the supply chain. It enhances traceability and accountability by allowing stakeholders to track products throughout their life cycle. I will link the full thing in the description of the video if you guys are interested, but just thought I'd bring that to you. Wanted to thank Eisenreich for posting that. And guys, it's even looking like the institutions are betting heavily on XRP. Valor, physical staking XRP ETPs may offer an APY of up to 12%. This one courtesy of Smoke here. So now these XRP related trading products that are going to be available for institutional investors are gaining quite a bit of traction, so much so that they're saying we could see upwards of 12% APY depending on the asset. So it doesn't say it here, but where does it say it? Okay, so with plans to launch approximately 50 new ETPs this year, followed by an additional 30 ETPs in 2025. We do know that Valor's most recent launch was the Ripple XRP physical staking ETPs. with ongoing product launches to continue raising awareness of Valor and DeFi technologies. So it could be that the XRP ETP could in fact yield you 12% APY over the long term. Again, guys, we're going to have to see a more liquid market before this happens, but I have a feeling this is coming just around the corner. Anyway, wanted to thank Smoke for posting that. This is not a figure I like to see, although I guess we have to face the music at some point. US regulators have extracted $19 billion from crypto firms through their enforcement actions, and I have a feeling that this is what Gary Gensler had wanted all along. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here. So guys, this is exactly why the SEC is operating how they have been operating now over the past few years, extracting more than $19 billion in settlements from the digital asset industry. And guys, that was just this year in 2024 alone. CoinGecko says the largest crypto enforcement action by monetary value as of October 9th was against bankrupt crypto exchange FTX and its affiliated trading firm Alameda Research. So that one was probably a legitimate one. However, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission obtained just $12.7 billion, or one $12.7 billion judgment in its suit against FTX and Alameda. The amount will be used to repay an estimated $11.2 billion that the former crypto empire owes to its customers and creditors. But you see how this is akin to a shakedown operation? I mean, here they're talking about Terra Labs and FTX, which sure, those were shams, but there were a lot of innocent companies, I think, in the mix too. Ones that got caught in the crossfire, collateral damage, dare I say, including, of course, Ripple and XRP. Even Lark Davis here says the same.
The XRP army is gonna love this, and I know you guys need support. It's been a rough few years. We all know the SEC, under its overlord, Gary Gensler from Goldman Sachs, by the way, sued Ripple, but of course, Gensler got his ass handed to him. Good. And XRP is about to score another win if this gets approved. You see, Bitwise has applied for an XRP ETF. That makes sense. XRP, unlike many other cryptocurrencies, does have regulatory clarity due to the court rulings, which of course being tested now by the SEC because the government hates you. Just remember that at all times. But just imagine if the SEC's appeal gets rejected, the ETF gets approved. Could finally be a good day for XRP holders, man. That might be a big start to a major altcoin season, maybe one we've been waiting for. Hey, goosebumps just thinking about it. Ooh la la. Comment down below if you think that Gary Gensler is gonna score another big fat L, the big one. Gary.
So he's basing this premise on, the fact that Gary Gensler still has several more cases to lose. And if he does lose, that is going to bring more money into the altcoin space. What he is suggesting, which I don't technically agree with, and by the way, Lark Davis is one of those guys that has flip-flopped over the years, been very negative on XRP in the past, and I have to say that because, when I see these videos, I kind of really now realize what these guys are all about. They follow the views. They tend to kind of go where the, kind of like politicians, right? They follow the polls. Doesn't matter what their platform originally was. They just kind of go to where, what people want to hear. And so, I kind of follow this rule despite all the negative news. We know what we hold because we have already done the research and the fundamental plans have not changed. What he's saying, and what I disagree with also, is that XRP is going to start to spur on this bull run. I've never seen that happen in the past. When I look at, the kinds of cryptos that are running right now, there are going to be other cryptocurrencies that pump and generally pump first and by more, like Solana, like Ethereum. That's just a couple. There are going to be a few down here that do very, very well. Well, look at that. Meme coin Pepe is up 7.28%, and generally XRP is last and fast, and that has always been the case. So, he's sounding bullish now, which means, in my opinion, there's a better chance XRP is going to move to the upside, which is positive for us. Remember, guys, even Dilip Rao said that one day we will see a shift. Now, this clip was from several years ago now from the Global Islamic Economic Summit, and Dilip Rao is no longer with Ripple, but he said some wise words at this summit back then. Listen to this.
Many people are using cryptos just to buy and sell and make quick gains out of it. Does it hurt the growth of cryptocurrencies, that usage for a quick buck?
So it's kind of chicken and egg. You have to create a marketplace. And right now we have about 150, 200 exchanges around the world that trade in XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And, we certainly don't want that much noise, but we're waiting. And for example, in this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions, we'll start to use it for wholesale, financial usage.
Wholesale financial usage, it has been slowly moving out of the hands, or rather the sales have been moving away from retail to institutions. And, this has now been the narrative. XRP is ready for institutional grade utility. So much so that Ripple is confident that the XRP ledger can handle RLUSD at scale. XRP Crypto Wolf just recently posted this. Ripple has accelerated their stablecoin launch with a transfer of 3.5 million RLUSD. So Ripple's stablecoin, the RLUSD, has been getting a lot of attention in the crypto community, as the company is currently testing the beta version to ensure that the real USD is reliable and secure. So guys, we've noticed this, the latest transfer of 3.5 million RLUSD on the Ethereum blockchain. The transaction took place between two unknown addresses, and they list the addresses there, with the former reportedly being a Ripple provider address, according to Etherscan. After receiving the stablecoins, the receiving address transferred them to another address. And so this is, again, in the testing phase, in the beta phase. This was one of the largest transfers, though, of RLUSD to date, which could indirectly mean that beta testing is accelerating and that the launch is closer than you might think. Well, they have already stated that they're going to be launching the RLUSD by Q4 of 2024. And guys, that is what we're in right now. We still have a couple of months left. Chances are, now we've been hearing murmurings that chances are they're going to be doing this post-election, so it doesn't have any kind of an effect on the election, I don't know, decisions or whatever. But here we have it, guys. More RLUSD testing, and now in quantities that are, clearly testing the scalability of the RLUSD over the XRP ledger. And I know it did say down here on the Ethereum blockchain, some people in the XRP community were concerned about that. But guys, check this out. Vet here did post this. Cool RLUSD distribution analysis plus beta testing note. So this is directly from the source here, okay? We've got the XRPL in blue and Ethereum in purple. And this is the amount of RLUSD that has been tested, currently being tested, okay? Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin currently in beta has total supply currently of at least 47.4 million, with 34.8 million issued on the XRP ledger and only 12.6 million on the Ethereum network. So obviously, guys, the lion's share is being issued on the XRP ledger, at least as of now, in beta testing, and only a small portion in comparison is being tested on the Ethereum network. Now, when you take those numbers there, and let's just do some quick math here. 12.6 divided by the total supply, 47.4. So on Ethereum, that's only about 26.5%. Multiply that by 100, we only get about 26.5% or 26.6% roughly. So the remaining amount, just about 3/4 of the the RLUSD is being tested or has been tested currently on the XRP ledger. So, at the end of the day, I have a feeling that, they definitely want to pursue or rather promote the XRP ledger. It's going to drive more utility to XRP. Of course, they have the most, experience leveraging the XRP ledger. It's already utilized in RippleNet. And so why would they concentrate on another platform? I mean, obviously there are going to be other platforms, so you do have to make sure that there is the interoperability. But ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, the focus is on the XRP ledger. So I wanted to thank Vet and XRP Crypto Wolf just for bringing that to our attention. Some of you might like him, some of you might hate him. Quite frankly, it's just another opinion in the space, but I thought I'd bring this to you guys. Ben Armstrong did predict XRP may replace meme coins this cycle.
This is going to sound really crazy. I think XRP will replace meme tokens in the next cycle. And what I mean by that is that's where all the money flowed in, right?
No, I don't know. I think I want a clarification here, in the next cycle or in this cycle, because those would be two very different things. Again, guys, for what I'm doing, and this is the exact reason why I'm doing this, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I have a plan, and I'm sharing it with all my Patreon subscribers over there at patreon.com. It is only $5 a month. Very affordable, I think, considering, you're getting to pick my brain. If you send me a DM, I will respond to your questions. Of course, none of it is financial advice. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. And then from there, you can choose to do what you want. All this, though, to say that, yes, this cryptocurrency bull run could look different. I mean, if XRP does take up a lot of that volume, considering it is technically now the only cryptocurrency that does have clarity other than Bitcoin, things could start looking a lot differently, especially if we do see institutional inflows come into crypto at this point in time. I know it's been a long haul, guys, and even Moon Lambo has said the same. SEC BS aside, I'm really enjoying going on this XRP journey with our community. I'm thankful to be a tiny part of it. Wouldn't be nearly as fun without all of you guys. Just hodl for face-melting gains. And I couldn't agree more. I gotta say, there's been so many great people in the XRP community that I've met over the years. And I think, guys, we're going to be taking this to the moon very, very soon. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.